like it's kind of open-ended.
Right.
You know what I
It's
mean? Like, hey, if Minshew's the guy, whatever. Like, well, let's just go win game. Almost like they're not sort of, or at least he's not saying one guy is the definite quarterback and the other guy is the backup.
It's almost
I
like
thought
you
that was
flip
kind
a
of
coin.
weird. Yeah.
It's almost like you flip a coin.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, Tuesday on the middle. Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks. Thanks to Rob Motti for jumping in. We didn't even get to any of the other Philadelphia stuff. It was all football, man.
What's it all about, man? I mean, just look at the stream.
Yeah,
They're going back and forth. Oh, you got Tyrod Hurts.
I got guys calling me a racist on the stream.
I saw that.
You want to see any of that? What is going on?
What
here?
is he? What is all that?
How did that guy get in there?
I don't know. Well, we got him up out of there.
Jesus.
I hit him on the chat. I hit him on the private chat. Hey, Xander, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Where did that come from?
Right. You know, like, come on now.
My goodness. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson come in here and be my quarterback. I'm a racist.
Right.
That makes a hell of a lot of sense, you moron. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're the dumbest people. The people that resort to that stuff are the biggest idiots you've ever been around. It just goes to prove it.
You could have logical conversation. Like, look, some guys like Hurts, some guys don't like Hurts.
Right.
Some guys like, Taysom Hill. Some guys, well, nobody likes Taysom. I'm sorry, nobody likes Taysom Hill
except Sean Payton.
Except Sean Payton.
Sean
he's
Payton
the only one
loves him some Taysom Hill, man.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I don't think Hurts is not a bad quarterback. Hurts is a young quarterback,
right?
Who can learn to be a better quarterback. And a lot of people say, well, you can't teach accuracy. Yes, you can teach accuracy. But what do you mean as far as accuracy? Like, you look at what Gardner Minshew did.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good game, yes. But the mere fact that, thinking, his completion rate was up because he throws a catchable ball, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like they were so accurate that, hitting guys in stride. No, like the touchdown was underthrown to Goddard.
Mm-hmm.
He had a couple passes thrown behind receivers.
Right.
He just throws a very catchable ball.
And he gets rid of it.
Right.
He doesn't hold on to it.
Because his pre-snap read is good.
Right.
But that comes with experience of being in the league, experience of starting a lot of games. He can use that starting knowledge that he had where he had a lot of snaps.
Right.
So he can see things a little better than Hurts does. But who's to say that Hurts does the same thing, gets some, more playing time on his belt. He's starting to see things better now. His completion percentage and accuracy is starting to go up also.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all about a learning process. Who gets the opportunity to learn, though? That's the problem.
Right. Because there's a limited time to that, especially at this level. You know what I mean? Like you're only going to get so many chances.
Exactly.
And it doesn't even matter what we think. It matters what two other guys think. The guy who owns the team and the guy who picks the players for him. Because if they have their heart set on something different, then it really isn't about Jalen Hurts at all.
Well, and it really isn't about winning games if that's your sole purpose of wanting to. You could have
it's like they want to win their way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You could have the greatest quarterback in the world, but have a shitty defense, and what else are you going to do?
There's been plenty of great quarterbacks or good quarterbacks that have had their career squandered because they never had the other components around them, or they never had a good defense, or it's
what made
in the wrong
great?
System.
Exactly. You know what made Tom great? His ability to make people better around him.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts also makes people around him better. You know what I'm saying?
And Brady's drive is relentless.
And it's never about who he's playing. It's always about what he can do to make his guys better, or he challenges himself and what he brings to the offense. Hey, we appreciate that, man. We got a super chat. Yeah, appreciate that, bro.
Oh, a wild wildebeest Davenport. That's a new name.
Yeah.
Now, what does he say here? If Minshew was the guy, he would still be in Jacksonville, and they wouldn't have had the number 1 pick. Okay, so I would see what if Minshew was so damn good, they wouldn't have needed Lawrence, or they wouldn't have even Urban Meyer probably as the coach, because the other coach wouldn't have gotten fired.
Yep, and he'd still be in Jacksonville. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, I sit back and I watch film on Jalen Hurts. I see meat on the bone. I sat back and watched Gardner Minshew. I see meat on the bone. You know, there's a lot of plays to be made by both quarterbacks.
Right.
Are these the quarterbacks of the future? We'll see. Do I see a higher upside, either Hurts or Minshew? I must say I see it in Hurts. Hurts brings another dimension to the game.
Well,
I
yeah,
know you say you don't want
I just don't need my quarterback to be my number one rusher. That's the thing. Not at this level. This isn't high school football where he's just the best athlete. Just give him the ball and he'll go make plays. That doesn't work here.
Well, you know,
you're not going to survive. That's the thing. You will not survive.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right in a sense that the reason why he does have a lot of yards is his ability to run that option play where you have to respect, all right, you know, defense, pick your poison. Do you want a big play for your Sanders, or do you want a big play for Hurts? Most defenses will pick Hurts instead of picking up Sanders because Sanders can take it to the house. So they'll want to stop Hurts instead of that. So that's why Hurts will get the big yards, because when they're reading that play out at the mesh point, they'd rather stop Sanders, which opens it up for Hurts, and that's why he'll get a lot more yardage. It's not necessarily that he's being, you know, stingy about giving the ball away. He's not reading it right. No, he's reading it right because teams want to take away Sanders. They're not worried about Hurts. You know, Hurts starts killing him, all right, they'll change it up, and then they'll stop Hurts, and then bam, here comes Sanders. Sanders will break you off for 40 yards.
Yeah.
It's a great option to have when both guys can go out there and make some plays.
It is.
You know, that's what we're looking at.
But you saw what some of the Giants were doing 2 weeks ago, where after he would, you know, hand off the ball, they would still follow through on their hit on the quarterback. And if you expose yourself up to too much of that, you are not going to be here.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way I look at it.
What mean is that? But
I mean, could he be a little bit more accurate and a little bit less reliant on his running? And then you got Kyler Murray. I'd be good with that. Okay.
You got Kyler Murray, but you understand too.
Murray.
He's built differently though. Hurts is built differently. That's a strong dude, man.
Yeah, I'm not doubting his toughness or his strength. I'm just saying, no matter, you know, there's been a lot of tough guys that have gone by the boards in this game. I mean, seriously, they're all tough. If you ask me, you know.
Well, that's what life is, man. I mean, I love the fact that we can sit here and debate on Hurts being the quarterback of the future, because as long as his name is still, you know, in the hat, then, you know, he has an opportunity.
Here's the thing is, like, I just wonder, like, the folks out there that are watching this and they're saying they've already seen enough to say, no, I'm out on Hurts, but they see one game of Minshew playing against the Jets and they're in.
Right.
Like, that's what I don't understand that either.
Me neither, man. How? You cannot make an accurate assessment about anything that happened in this last game.
No.
Like right now, Goddard is not on cloud nine. Now he's back to reality, understanding that defense is not the same defense he's going to play next week.
Right.
Next week, he's going to play against some defense that guys can run with him, linebackers that can run with him, you know, and will knock him out. You know what I'm saying? That's a good defense he's going to be going against.
Right.
You know, next week.
But
not this week. Well, the week after next.
Did you read the quote, though, speaking of Goddard, since you brought him up? Because I was reading John McMullen's piece in the Philly Voice this morning. And, of course, it's all about, you know, Minshew and quarterback controversy and stuff. And a lot of that is because we don't have a game this week, too. You know, we don't have another opponent to focus on right away. So this is going to hang around for a while. Dude, Minshew Mania has officially hit Philly. And the manufactured quarterback controversy is here because that's what Philly does, writes John. And then he gets a quote here from Goddard that says, quote, I think we all kind of know what to expect, Goddard said when asked about the QB situation. And whatever it is, we got to do our jobs to the best of our abilities. And the team, very unselfish team, whatever happens, we're all here for it. Now, that's the end of the quote.
Right.
Now, okay, I might be in a different context or whatever, but that sounded a little bit like it's kind of open-ended.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, if Minshew's the guy, whatever. Like, well, let's just go win game. Almost like they're not sort of, or at least he's not saying one guy is the definite quarterback and the other guy is the backup.
It's almost
I
like
thought
you flip a coin.
Weird. Yeah.
It's almost like you flip a coin, on which way they're going to go.
Right.
Which is,
wasn't that kind of strange?
Well, I thought it was just what Philly does. Not just Philly, as far as us as fans.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about how that organization has been run the past couple for the past year.
Mm-hmm.
Is Hurts there? Is he not there?
Right.
Or they brought in Minshew. That was automatically a quarterback controversy when they first brought him in, when they traded for him. How long is Hurts going to have the job with Minshew? Minshew has more experience. That's just what we do here in Philadelphia. It's open-ended because he understands that the NFL is, stands for not for long. You never know what's going to happen. You can come in day to day and your job will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the nature of how you are in the NFL and in the league. You never know what's going on until it happens, bro. And it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough as a player because you can go out there and have an all-world game, and then next thing you know, they're trying to trade you, or they're trying to, they're cutting you because, somebody's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even have to be better. So he just understands what's going on, what's really going on.
Now, Philly fans on the chat says, I'm late, but dude said Doug Williams won a Super Bowl on running. And he actually got set a Super Bowl record for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns. Definitely not in the Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson category. No, he was not. But the MVP of that Super Bowl was a running back named Tim Smith.
Yes,
who ran the ball for over 200 yards and then was basically out of the league like a year or two later.
Yep, for drugs and everything else.
Yeah, didn't he get he gained a lot of weight too, or something?
Became too big, and
yeah.
He was living the wild life, man. He was kicking it. He was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he was having a ball, bro.
Oh.
I heard stories about it, man.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, man. He was going out, strip clubs every night. He was just kicking. After he won that Super Bowl, he was the man.
Oh wow.
And you didn't hear about him after that.
Yeah. I gotta find out what happened to him because he came out of nowhere kind of that year. Even I don't even know how big his year was except for the playoffs.
You look at Trent Dilfer in that Super Bowl they won. They had a great defense. That's the best defense I've ever played against.
Yeah.
Saragusa, people don't really understand how good Goose was, man. Saragusa was the man, bro. He was the man. He would just sit there and root hog.
Right.
And
yeah, he was the definition of your root hog, that guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You couldn't move him, man. So you have to have 2 blockers on him, sometimes even 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, what made Ray Lewis so good, because he knew how to use those, use him in a way in which he'd run, head towards that double team, and then he would able to slip off real fast and go make a play because you had to have 2 sets of hands on Saragusa.
Now, Timmy Smith in 87, because that was the year.
Yep.
Played in 7 games in the regular season, had 126 yards rushing, and then went into the playoffs and just became the Super Bowl MVP. It's crazy. He played 14 games the next year, ran for 470 yards, and then the next year played in 1 game and was gone. So total 22 games, 9 games started. But in the 1987, he played in 3 games in the playoffs, ran for 342 yards, and one of those was the Super Bowl where he went for 200 plus and won the MVP. Is there another story like that?
No.
Where a guy just comes out of nowhere, from nowhere, has a big game in the biggest of all games, and then essentially disappears?
I think there was one guy like that. Brown, the DB from Dallas.
Oh, that caught the interceptions against Neil O'Donnell.
Yep.
And then he got a free agent contract with the Raiders the next year for a ton of money at the time.
Yep. And then got Kaiser.
Is it Larry Brown?
Yep. Larry Brown.
I want to say it was Larry Brown. Let's look him up too. You might be right about that. So let's look up Brown. There was a Larry Brown for Washington too, a running back. We can't get them confused. Here's the one: 91 to 98. Defensive back. So he did play 7 years.
But they won a Super Bowl. They did a Super Bowl. Was Was it
96?
96, yeah. 96.
Yeah, he spent 6 years with the Cowboys, then got the big contract based on what he did in the Super Bowl.
In 96, and he was going to win.
2 years later, he played with Oakland for 2 more years and did nothing. Must have been hurt. Started 12 games. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one too, man. Yeah,
gone.
Like Kaiser Sose, he was gone.
Who else
I don't even remember Timmy Smith like in college football. Like, where did he play college football?
Was it Florida?
Possibly.
I don't know. I'm just guessing right now.
He's from New Mexico. He grew up in New Mexico.
No, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, we got to play. We got to play the audio or the video that we've been talking about in case people haven't seen it by now. This, I'm assuming that this was like yesterday during the day, because Jamie Apodi from Channel 6 Sports, this is actually her video. And there's got some like police dogs or bomb sniffing dog, some kind of service type dogs are out there on the ice, Barrett. Now you're a big dogsman. So are these German shepherds
Yes, those are German
view?
shepherds. They're actually police dogs.
Okay, they're police dogs. They're walking on the ice, just milling around, greeting people, having fun, smelling everything as dogs do. Now, this one right here, focus in. Here he comes. There he goes. He's in position. Oh, my. He's really doing it, is he? Oh, he did he?
Oh, he did?
Oh, he did he? Right in the center of the logo, almost right on the orange dot.
You couldn't ask for a better. You couldn't ask for a better, 10-year period of Flyers football, just summed up right there. Flyers hockey right there.
And no, that wasn't Jason Martinez's dog.
Right.
I saw some folks, I think it was 91 LSXers, saying that Martinez for the next coach of the Flyers, and other people were agreeing with him. That's how bad it's gotten.
He would blow a fuse, man.
Oh my God. Could you imagine him like rolling up the sleeves of his suit? You see the tattoos and stuff all down his forearms. He's got that big beard. That'd be great.
What do you say, G?
Yeah. Hey, G. What do you say, G? Oh man, just out.
Man, that would be funny,
I saw that video. I'm like, I thought, no, this is fake. Like, how did they do that?
I'm like, did they train that dog to do that? I mean, they're already trained dog, but they train. You see the Flyers. I wonder who the Flyers player was. He's over there petting the dog. Petting
my
other
God.
dogs. I'm like, oh,
I want to know who had to clean that up. I mean, what happens there? What's the protocol, Barrett? Does the officer have to clean up after his dog?
They better have some doggy bags in their pocket or something, man. I mean, they have to, because that's all they do. They walk around with these dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, man, when you gotta go, man.
What do they do? Put that green glove on? The plastic wrap glove? I see people in my neighborhood all walking around, walking their dogs with these stupid gloves on.
Right. Picking it up.
Oh my goodness.
I wish my neighbors would do that. They just let it sit there.
Oh, they do? Oh, that's a violation.
Oh,
yeah, you can't live in a neighborhood and walk your dogs around your neighbor's property and just leave it there.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything because I have a whole bunch of stuff in my yard that I shouldn't have there either. So
really,
yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, Martinez would have a guitar on the bench. Yeah, he would. He'd probably rip out some Metallica riffs during a timeout.
Oh man.
Oh, that's so good.
He'd have him some beer or something at halftime or something, man. Knowing him,
he doesn't drink really.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Well, he doesn't need to.
No,
I can only imagine. He probably would be one of them mean drunks too, bro.
Probably. Yeah, probably. No, but he doesn't really drink, because I've been out with him. I've, done some, some concerts and stuff with him, and he did not. He didn't really even imbibe.
His on-air persona is totally different.
Yeah,
from his after work vibe, man.
Oh yeah, totally, totally. All right, now we got John DeCarlo coming up. I figured we'd get him on today. It's kind of the Eagles stuff is sort of fizzling out. There is no quarterback controversy, at least not on this show. I mean, Jalen Hurts, you're going to go back to him. This year was about finding out whether he can do it. and missing one game with an ankle injury and having Gardner Minshew throw a couple of nice balls against the Jets, to me, is no reason to just shelve this experiment, which is what I call it. It's still an experiment.
It most
right?
certainly is. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a definite experiment because what else can you get from that? What else can you get from that, man?
What do you mean?
Can't, as far as as far as just having Minshew start from this point on, you can't get anything from it. You still haven't learned enough about Hurts. You definitely can't, say at this point that Minshew is better than Hurts. You can. How can you say that Minshew is better than Hurts?
Right, because the most meaningful games are coming up. The next four, all against the division. Now, of course,
exactly.
They don't have a win against the division, do they?
No, they don't.
They're 0-2.
Yep.
And that's Jalen Hurts. But you could put Rager in a big, highlight Rager against the Giants because they actually could have won that game. But Hurts was
I don't
bad
understand
too.
why, but still, I don't. Why are they still trying to game plan him? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what Joe Banner was wondering.
Why are they trying to game plan him still?
It's probably being force-fed from the front office because it's a first-round pick.
That's ridiculous. You just want to win, man. That's my biggest, just win.
The cynic in me, and I want to know if there's some other people out there on the stream that thought, because the thought crossed my mind. I'm not saying this happened, but I'm like, Jalen Hurts was saying all week that he was going to play. And then all of a sudden, Saturday night, it gets the news breaks courtesy of D Gunn that he's not playing and Minshew's getting the start. And my cynical brain went into gear, and I'm like, I wonder if this is, this is a good time to shelve Jalen for 1 week against the Jets, and let's see what Minshew can do.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Do you think that? Oh, you were thinking the same thing too.
Yeah.
See, why are we like this? I don't think.
I didn't think the injury was that bad. I'm like, it didn't look like it was that bad.
It didn't. And
I still don't see where it was that bad.
I mean, unless it got worse during the week or he had a setback or something. I agree with you. I mean, we've seen guys limp off before and go into the locker room at halftime and come out and start the second half.
Right.
I don't know, man. I was thinking there might have been something at work there. Now, what's the upside to that?
Well, the upside, it has nothing to do with, what happened on the field. It has more so to do with the front office seeing, all right, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Our team is built that we can have a quarterback that can be run first quarterback or a pass first quarterback.
Right.
Because we run the ball so well and we can push the ball down the field with either one. So they're trying to figure out, is it Hurts that's allowing us to win games, or is it the rest of the team that's allowing us to win games? And that's where I got it from. So that's why I keep saying it. I don't care who the quarterback is. I just know that Hurts brings a lot to the table. And I'll say it again. Gardner Minshew put up 30-some points, 30 points. I believe that Hurts would have put up 55 points, over 50. That defense is just that bad. He just brings another skill set that Minshew doesn't have. Imagine running the ball with him and Sanders.
So, in other words, those 3 possessions in the second half wouldn't have been field goals. They would have been more like touchdowns.
Right.
And there you have your 50 points.
Because you look at it, they had what was that linebacker's name? Hold on a second. They had one guy that's really just demoing. That was their middle linebacker, Queen, I think. Let me see. Hold on.
What, the Jets?
Yeah, the Jets.
No, the middle linebacker is he's the guy who jumped off sides.
Yeah.
On that play.
Mosley.
Yeah. He's their leading tackler.
CJ Mosley was their leading tackler that game. CJ Mosley followed Sanders for the rest of the game. Wherever Sanders went, that's where he went. So that's why he had all those tackles.
Right.
Well, who was going to tackle Hurts after he tackled Sanders on those read options and things like that? So they would definitely have more yards because he wherever Sanders went, he followed. If you watch the game plan, that's what he did. That's why he had so many tackles. So if he did that against Hurts would have had a field day. because now you have to ask somebody else to tackle Hurts and spy Hurts every play.
Right.
So it's pick your poison. Who do you want him to spy? So it'd have been a whole different game.
Yeah.
They'd have ran a whole different offense.
Mosley's the guy that came from the Ravens a couple years ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. CJ Mosley.
He's a Bama guy too, I think.
Yeah. And Queen, they let him go because of Queen is now with the Ravens.
He's with the Ravens, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I messed up on that.
All right, we got a 3-minute timeout, and we're going to come back on the other side. John DeCarlo should join us from Owl Scoop. We'll talk a little bit about this Temple situation, as they still do not have a coach. See what's going on with that, and a whole lot more on The Middle.